Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Hack the Planet. Today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for Windows 10 for various devices, whether it be a tablet or a media center. Here's my tablet, PC, and desktop mode, and let's start with some of these tips and tricks. If you like them, please like, share, subscribe. Here's the start menu for Windows 10. I have it expanded outward. If you haven't done so yet, you just click on the edge of this thing, hold it down, you can drag it in and out. You can make it taller, you can make it shorter. If you notice on the left hand side, I have menu options here like documents, downloads, videos. This should be familiar to those who have used Windows XP, Windows 7. These are options you would find on there as well. And if you don't have them, what you have to do is you want to go to Settings, Personalization, and then Start. And inside of here, there's a link that says choose which folders appear on Start. And there's toggle switches for File Explorer, Settings, Documents. Documents is gone. We just tick that box right there. Documents is right back. And just do this for every option on this page you'd like to see. Other things you can do in desktop mode is use the start and full screen. So if you tick this, it looks more like Windows 8. The difference being that on Windows 8, you had a horizontally paged set of tiles, and in Windows 10 it's much more similar to a Windows phone. You have 6 small squares that you can place. It's the same here, except you can use multiple rows. So the fundamentals are the same. A couple other things you can do, and now this is on a tablet, so of course on tablet PCs you will have the option to go into display. You can lock the rotation on and off. This is really, you want to familiarize yourself with the settings page. It's streamlined. You still have access to the control panel, and if you need to access some of your operating system's legacy features, all you have to do still is right click the start button, and let's go all the way back to the control panel. We can go all the way back to command prompt, and it's still available to you. It might be hard to find. You can also just tap on Cortana here, and let's type in command prompt. And all you should have to do is hit enter without even clicking anything. The best answer is on the top and it's pre-selected, so all you have to do is hit enter once you type it in. If you have a media center computer, 2 things. First, download Kodi if you have not yet. This is formerly the XBMC Media Center that you can install. Like a Uber version of the Windows 7 Media Center. If you ever played with that, it'll automatically download cast and crew metadata for all of your movies, TV shows, and photographs, all of that stuff, music. And so if you do that with a Media Center, the start screen's actually better in my opinion, because you don't have to double click like you do when you're using a desktop app. Like you have to click, you know. And if you want to avoid this, you might want to consider placing your Media Center PC in tablet mode. And I hope this, I know it would be confusing, but they should possibly rename this to something else. When you go to tablet mode here, make Windows more touch friendly. Yes, when I sign in, go to desktop, we're going to change this to remember what I used last, and hide app icons on the taskbar in tablet mode. If you go here, and this is inside of system and tablet mode, I urge you to consider leaving this off, because when it's on, it makes it exceedingly difficult to access. To show you what I'm talking about, let's open my Intel graphics properties here, and you should see a new icon down here on the taskbar right there. Okay, so let's put this baby in tablet mode. We can still see that. If we turn this on, we lose all of those apps down there. It kind of cripples the taskbar. It may make for a cleaner interface, and that's good for like a media center. A tablet, you're just going to read books and use the modern apps. But for most other devices, if you want to get any real work done and have the ease of access of using the tablet in tablet mode, I still recommend leaving this off. You still have plenty of real estate to tap your finger on these options down here, so I do recommend doing that. If you like to modify the options that you get when you tap or click the Action Center right here, all you have to do is go to All Settings. You can either do it from here or from your Start menu, either click settings or go to your hamburger menu and tap settings, depending on how your start menu is configured. And then you go to system, notifications and actions. Choose your quick actions. You can't double up, so if you tap here, Wi-Fi is going to swap. But you can set up your favorite quick actions here. All devices are going to have a different layout configuration for the expanded action center toggles here, your quick actions. But for your top 4, the ones you'll always see without having to expand it outwards, here's your 4 options right here. You can open it up and you have all the different settings that your device affords you. Keep in mind this option, it's not available yet with the first release of Windows 10, but once all of the app developers get a chance to change the permissions on their programs, you should be able to save your apps on a different drive besides your local disk or your C drive. This is great for tablet PCs because you can already get 64 gig SD cards for next to nothing. The next to fall to the bottom is going to be the 128 cards. Other things you may want to check on your PC or your tablet is your power and sleep settings here. You can access pretty much all the options from the system portion of settings. Again, this is just like on Windows 7 and Windows 8. You can come in here and configure it for your device. You can have it not turn off your tablet. Most of the tablets will shut down, and desktops after a few hours, but if for whatever reason you need it to stay on, you can come in here and take care of that. If you're in tablet mode already, you do have access to the File Explorer menu right here in your sidebar, either through the hamburger menu on when you're in tablet mode. And if you tap on that, it'll bring up your quick access. But let's say you need easier access to the network or to your PC right here, so you can access your hard disk drives or your SD card, quickly. So all you have to do is go up a folder, and on your desktop, if you right click this PC, you can pin and unpin it from the start menu. And you can do this with pretty much everything. It's still very similar to Windows 8, but for those who are not familiar with Windows 8, that's how you can pin new items to your start menu. Right here, you can unpin from here, you can grab it and move it wherever you need it. Do you need to change your default email application, web browser, music player? To do that, all you have to do is go to Start, go to Settings, go to System, and then go to Default Apps. From there, if you tap on one of the pre-existing options, it'll open up and then allow you to choose any other web browser that's on your PC, or you can look for another app from the store. If you have legacy desktop apps, legacy Win32 apps, you can access those as well. Windows 10 offline maps is leaps and bounds ahead of the competition. Now, I can't speak for Apple, but Google makes it very difficult, if not impossible, to use their solution for mapping offline. It's really to funnel you into a data plan. Luckily, in Windows 10, much like Windows 8, you can download offline maps, entire regions, the entire world if you wanted to. To do so, you want to go to Start, Settings, you want to go to System, and then Offline Maps. And then you can download entire regions, North and Central America, and then really it's by country is how you can do this. If you tap on USA, you can download the entire United States for offline use for just under 5 gigs. Would you like to customize folders, apps with different icons that may fit more appropriately? This is a manila folder dressed up to look like an Xbox controller. Just one of these. All you have to do is right click, go to Properties, go to Customize, change icon, and then you can pick from the templates that Microsoft provides, or you can download your own .ico file. And from here, I've saved several for my own purpose. This is dressed up to look like an Xbox controller now, which stores shortcuts for my video games. So a couple websites I recommend checking out. You have findicons.com and then iconarchive.com. Easy sites to use, both of them. You can just tap on the icon, and it just downloads right then. I definitely recommend checking that out. Something else you can do is leave your tablet or your PC in desktop mode And then for the start, you can make start run full screen regardless. You can set it like this where it's just a regular start menu. It's not really ideal for tablets, but you still have all of your options here, which is nice. Which we went to chose which folders right here. When you have a non-full screen start, you don't even have to go to the hamburger menu. They just show up right away. And you can disable recently added, stretch this. If you haven't figured this out, stretch out your start menu as big as you want it. You can do that in Windows 10. You can make it smaller as well. You can also use the start menu in full screen by just toggling that switch. So that would provide you with a more consistent UI in or out of tablet mode. The mouse and keyboard combination with tablet mode is very nice for those that just want to use single clicks to access apps, and that would be very helpful for elderly people that are not still into computers that much. The tablet mode is great for that segment of the population. I was doing the same for my grandfather with Windows 8.1, and I will continue to use it in this fashion with Windows 10. With all Windows devices, especially if you have a Pro license, you can set up your PC to be accessible using just the Remote Desktop app, and an ad-free alternative to apps like Splashtop. And you can use this across long distances. It does work very well inside your home. Everything that does not need direct screen access works fine inside of Remote Desktop, and you can just tap into it. And for those instances where you want to remove your start button, your back button, Cortana, all of your bars here, especially in a remote desktop environment, or even for video games, all you have to do is go up to the top bar up here, and there is a maximize button right next to the close, the X. If you tap on that, it'll span your game, your remote desktop, any of your apps to fill up the entire screen. And what you're seeing here is the living room computer. I'm just remote accessing it. If you go down to the bottom, your taskbar still appears. You can still snap apps to the left or the right side of the screen. Even in tablet mode, you can do this, as you can see. And then it shows you the task view on the other side of the pane. It lets you click any of the options that are available. If you open more than one thing and snap it, now you have two options on the left. It's very easy to work. You can drag this to fill the whole screen, or you can quickly exit the full screen mode by unchecking tablet mode, and then you can run it in a window. Same thing happens in desktop mode. When you pin it to the left or right hand side of the screen, the task view shows up on the right hand side, and you can either click away and then just return everything to windowed mode, or you can just tap on one of the apps, click on it, it'll fill the entire screen. This works very much the same way as it did in Windows 8. Of course, in Windows 10 you have the new desktop mode. If your games are filling up one screen, it's getting a little too hectic, go down here to the task view and then click on new desktop. Now you have two desktops, and then you can move your say your remote desktop session that you're running. You can move this to your second desktop. You have to do that from the task view. You just go down here, right click, move to desktop 2. Now when you go back to your desktop, you have all your games you're running on one desktop. Your remote desktop session doesn't even show up in the taskbar, but if you go to your task view, click on desktop number 2, your taskbar changes to only reflect the apps on this system. Lastly, for this video, Microsoft Edge, the replacement for the incumbent Internet Explorer, with an eerily similar icon, considering it's a completely different program with a different rendering engine. But still, if you need Internet Explorer, it is still available in Internet Explorer 11. As you can see, opens right up, same desktop app that you're used to. A couple things here. It did not come with a home button originally, and I'll show you how to fix that and do some other things here. So this is this little hamburger menu. This accesses your downloads, your favorites list, history from there. If you go here, it's not as robust in terms of settings as Internet Explorer. You can change the theme from light to dark. Aesthetically, I'd rather have the dark theme. Choose whatever you're more comfortable with. Show the favorites bar. This is a pretty nice feature, and you can add favorites like Facebook or YouTube to your favorites bar. You can change the start page that opens up right here. You can make a new tab, previous page, or you can choose a specific page or pages right here and customize it all you want. Let's keep the start page for now. One more very important feature is the home button, which is notably absent. So all you have to do is go here, go to settings, go down to the bottom, and go to view advanced settings. Let's put that home button right back where it belongs. Boom, there you go. Right now it's set to open up the start page, what you see here. Now if you're like me, I'm an old timer. I make a website my home page. Bing is what I use. I'm a Microsoft fanboy. So let's go ahead, back this out. Let's go ahead, type it in the right way. Let's save this, and let's see what happens when you hit home. Brings you right there. If you hit the star, you can open up create in, open this up favorites bar instead, and then boom, you got your Bing favorite here if you rather do it that way. But I didn't mess with the start page, so when you open it up, it's still going to bring you to the start page designed by Microsoft. And I hope these tips and tricks help. If you have any questions or any suggestions for the next tips and tricks video, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll check those. If you want to check out my review for the Dell Venue 8, that's coming up next. Thanks for checking out my channel. Have a great rest of your evening.